So, listen, Father's Day. I did a poll because y'all know I love doing surveys. Father's Day. So, first of all, we have fathers on the panel. Do you get celebrated for Father's Day, Marcus?
So I think I didn't make a big deal out of this stuff, and I kind of was one of them. Oh no, don't do nothing, don't do nothing, don't do nothing.
So, do you normally get celebrated for Father's Day? Yes or no?
I think if I would have like been like, yeah, then probably. But
So you don't get a happy Father's Day.
yeah, I get that. I get that.
Father's Day, a cooked meal, nothing, a massage.
I get a cooked meal every day mostly, and I can get a massage when I want. You know what it is? When people do stuff right, then it's hard to like give you a gift on top of, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't really want nothing. I'm probably a hard person to shop off.
Gotcha. Okay. How about you, AP?
Actually, very similar, but no, I typically get breakfast and a card,
Okay.
which is dope. I'm good. I
Yeah.
don't need anything. My job is to make sure that everybody has what they need.
Well, are people getting fancy gifts for Mother's Day and Father's Day or something? I think that's the going thing. So my question to you is, somebody wants to audition for the show. So my question to you is, I see a growing thing like, nobody celebrates Father's Day like they celebrate Mother's Day. But what I noticed when I put in the chat and I asked married men, do they get celebrated for Father's Day? They all were like, yeah, we do. Some of them like, I don't even want it. Like, I wish he would stop. Like my idea of a great Father's Day, just leave me alone. Don't let me do nothing.
I said that a couple times, which is why I'm saying I'll probably get that. You know what I'm saying? Just get what I asked for. Like,
right.
Did you say a good idea of a good Father's Day is to be left alone?
So when I put a poll out on the Lapeef group, right? And the married men, I was asking them, I was wondering, because I see a lot of posts that's saying, Mother's Day is like all this grand, and then Father's Day is like womp. And so I always wonder if it's because you don't have a woman in the household. If you're single, do the men with wives get celebrated for Father's Day? No. And so I said, only to men who are married are you celebrating for Father's Day? And they all were like, yeah, I am actually. And one guy was like, I kind of don't want to be though. I just wish they'd leave me alone. Like my idea of a great Father's Day is going in the basement and not having to deal with nobody. I'm like, okay, but he was celebrated just not the way he wanted to be celebrated. So my question was, do you think that has a lot to do with it? A lot of men don't feel like they're celebrated because they're not married.
No,
I think we just
more men are married than women are married. So
what I'm saying is, when it comes to men saying they're not celebrated on Father's Day.
No, what it really
this is my overall larger point. So Trigger Mike, if your birthday come and your wife popped up with 1,000 balloons that said happy birthday and a big cake, and how would you feel about that?
I would feel like she was doing the most, but I'm like, oh damn, that's great. Wow, she's thoughtful. This is great.
He probably said just like that.
You see that? So I think when we do that, because all right, when we do that, we probably disqualify ourselves for them big them supremely outrageous gift ideas. Because that could be disheartening. You go through all that trouble and then we respond with the
yeah. That's how I really felt.
Okay, I wanted another pair of socks.
But the weird thing though is you won't care when it's happening, but then if the shit don't happen next year, you might be like,
oh, got it. So you think that's what has happened?
No, it's also this too. There are two things I wanted to highlight on that. I think a lot of women actually were never taught how to cater to a man in any kind of way, and it trickles over. So the reason why Mother's Day is
cater to a man, Mike.
So what I mean is that I really feel, I'm sorry, to my core, I really feel like women actually get disappointed when it's like they have to do something for a man. Because think about it, it's like they can go listen to a boss, they can go do all this stuff, but anything dealing with your man in which you also get nothing in return. Remember, women used to delight in bringing pleasure to their man. That's not the modern woman. So, if you don't have a mind for him 364 days a year. Why are you gonna have a mind for him on Father's Day? That's the number one.
What do you
thing.
mean by that? I'm sorry.
I just mean that like women do not put most women do not put their all into celebrating their man. They don't.
But what does that look like? So for the woman out there who wants to give their all to a man for Father's Day, what does that look like?
Now here's the other thing to piggyback off Marcus's point. You tell your woman what you want. Babe, what do you want to do for Father's Day? You know what? I'm feeling really chill. Let's go to that wine. But in fact, let's do something with the kids. I just want to go to that spot and buy me about 500 rounds, and I'm gonna go shoot them to put them through this gun and break it in. She gonna bring those 1,000 balloons that you didn't fucking ask for, and throw you a surprise party. That's what women do. I literally just told you what I wanted, and you were like, I don't know. Women somehow just want to do. They want to do what they want to do, no matter what you say. That's the other side of it.
Yeah, because I got a gift for somebody, and now it's like what he doesn't want, and I'm like, well, I've already bought it, so this is what you're gonna get. Sorry. Take it back.
So I think I may have just lied. Last year, my son and my daughter put in to get me a watch. But it's funny because I was about to get myself the same exact watch.
That's awesome.
Kids are thoughtful.
It's funny because I know how much they spent on it. So I was like, in my mind, I'm like, so I'm gonna have to cover you guys for like the next year because you're probably broke now. So
what do you think? So do you think that so do you think the argument that men are not celebrating on Father's Day has a lot to do with them just not getting the gifts that they want?
No, because I don't think men. I think most men there's really nothing you can get them unless it's some kind of thing like that happened to AP where it's something you were going to get yourself. Now you don't have to spend the money. Like, wow, you did this for me. Because I don't think most men expect anything. That's one half of it. Some men say they don't want anything because they're used to not being celebrated. They've been told their whole life that their job is to give out and never receive, right? But I think I don't know, there's an unspoken thing. Let me gather my words. There's one more thing.
Think that most wives are just not acknowledging or celebrating Father's Day with their husbands?
Can I try? I want to ask both Inaz and Shan a question. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Inaz has dated a man with kids, but has a man ever told you what he wanted? Because most of the time, we either get it for ourselves or we don't say, like, we just don't say, we say, oh, no, I'm good.
Yeah, they say, I'm good.
So I think that's why we don't really get it. Like, but I think that's why we don't really
get it anyway.
Right. Like there's nothing, like we don't give you any hint because there's nothing that we necessarily want you to spend your resources on to get for us.
So I think it's interesting because I wanted to ask a question, right, to the gentleman. I'm going to answer your question first, AP, but I wanted to ask a question to the gentleman afterwards. So for me, like, my father would do that, right? Like, I don't want anything. But, you know, as a woman, you become perceptive, right? So I knew that my father really liked nice pens. So I went out, I got him this nice pen, had his name engraved on it, gifted it to him for Father's Day. And this man looked at me square in the face and said, you know, this is a really nice gesture, but I like Montblanc pens. And it hurt my feelings.
I feel like 15 grand. The Montblanc, 8 to 34 grand.
So here's the thing, right? It hurt my feelings. But you know what he got next year was the pen that he wanted, right? So, like, as I think that there's like this hard lesson that my dad taught me that, like, listen, like, being perceptive is cool, but you got to be like extra perceptive when you're gifting something to a man. Like, you can't just give him what you think he wants. You got to give him exactly what he wants.